I think I'm back. I I do not understand this technology very well, and all of a sudden it said live video had ended for no reason. It just said that. I think I'm back on now. I think I'm back on now. The live video ended, and there was no reason for it. It just did. So I hope you got the beginning of my message about keeping specifically plastic out of the environment in any way, in every way that we can as individuals here on the planet Earth. So if you've got some that you're using at home, find a place. If you don't have a recycle bin, like I said, we do it here in Port Hueneme, find a place where you can recycle it. Do not put it in the trash. That bottle that I showed you was in a trash can from one of our neighbors. And a couple of other things that are not helping the environment that can be recycled, of course, glass. This is a sparkling cider. It looks like a beer bottle, but it's a sparkling cider bottle that I had with my dinner tonight, and I'm going to put that in the recycle bin. Now, glass does not danger or hurt the environment as much as plastic, perhaps, but it also just puts more stuff out there that has no use, whereas it can be recycled and be used again and again if you do in the recycling. Some other things that we do not want to put in the environment. I don't know if any of others of you that are watching use alkaline batteries, but if you don't already know, do not put alkaline batteries in the trash. They do not do the environment at all well. Now, a regular battery, yes, they don't recycle those. I don't know what they do with the alkaline batteries, but once again, there's a place in Port Hueneme here where you can go and drop them off. And I'm not certain what they do with them, but I do know that they don't put them into the trash heap and they stay out of the environment by that. I don't know if they recycle them or what they do, but I'm keeping them out of the trash. So any alkaline batteries, do not put those in the trash. And a couple other things. Everybody uses plastic wrap. That's another thing. Plastic bags you get at the grocery store. Plastic bags that you use to put stuff in your home. There's more plastic that we do not want to have in the environment. Now, if you don't, like, well, I don't recycle them, but if I go to Ralph's, there's a recycle bin at Ralph's where you can take a bag of plastic bags and put it in. I don't know if any other companies have that, but I make sure that the bags that we use, and of course, like everybody else, we use a lot of them, do not go into the trash, do not go into the landfill. I put them in the recycle bin at Ralph's. Now, once again, I don't know what they do with them from there. That's not my job. But I at least personally have not put that plastic into the environment, into the landfill. And I feel better about how I'm taking care of things by doing that individually and anticipating that that message is going to go out and other people will. Other things that we all use tissues, of course. Those can go into the trash because they're going to dissolve pretty quickly, become part of the environment, which is where they came from. But little cans. Here's a cat food can made out of aluminum. A lot of beer cans are. There's a lot of aluminum cans. That's another thing that you'd be better off not putting in the trash. Put it in your recycle bin. If you don't have it, find a place that you can recycle it to. Keep these out of the environment. Another thing is paper. Now, there again, the recycle bin here, I put them in a big bag and put them in the recycle bin, anticipating that they'll be recycled. But it's one more thing that there's a lot of it that's out there, and we as individuals use paper, but companies, everybody else does that. And the less of that that we can put into the trash and get into the environment, the better off this planet is going to be. Now, a couple other things that are affecting the environment quite a bit, and we don't have control again over the global operation, but we as individuals probably drive cars, and if you're driving a gas operated vehicle, you're putting out carbon uh, monoxide from your exhaust into the environment. So as we all have to drive from time to time, but a couple of things that you can do is try to find a more effective, evolving gas operating vehicle, a hybrid or something like that. There's talk about the entire country going to electric to stop that. One of the things I've noticed over the years, if you look at the statistics and everything, everybody talks about how the environment has gone downhill over the past 100 or so years. And the thing that occurred to me that I've not seen anyone actually reference is the fact that over the last 100 years is when we've been putting all that carbon monoxide out into the environment through our automobile use. And I still drive a car, have to go from this place to that place, get in the car to do so. But realize that the less driving I do and the more fuel effective, gas effective vehicle I could drive, the less of that I'm putting out there and helping the environment. So we'll see where that goes. And if you are driving, just be cautious. Don't be slamming on the gas. Put as little of that carbon monoxide as you can out of your exhaust into the environment. And it's just another way that we can do as individuals to help the environment that we're living in and make it better. There's talk that a lot of stuff's going on to decrease the population of human beings on the planet, and that might be one of the goals if that's in fact the case. I always kind of wonder if that's really what people are doing, because who knows, it can happen. But in reality, I think that the people that are in charge of the country and in charge of us taking care of things are looking to how they can improve stuff without having to get rid of the human population, which would certainly eventually help the environment, but in a bad way to do that. There are ways that we can do it more positively, more prospectively, and as individuals do what we can. And that's my message here tonight. Do whatever you can, whenever you can, to keep plastic, aluminum, batteries, things like that don't do the harm, and a lot of cardboard, things that don't do the environment any good. Do what you can to keep them out of the environment. If you see a plastic jar on the ground, don't put it in the trash, take it with you, put it into a recycle bin somewhere. Same thing with all that stuff. So it's do what you can as an individual to keep bad things out of the landfill and that bad stuff out of the environment, and we're all going to benefit from it. And that's the message I wanted to give you here tonight. So sorry I got interrupted by technology. That's another thing. It's hard to keep track of. But it looks like I'm still here. And so I'm going to close my uplift tonight with a brief treatment about how we can better take care of the environment and thereby take care of ourselves. So as you're listening to me right now, I want you to close your mind and let it go within to your internal self. Be looking within consciously. And now you can close your eyes, and as you are one with your inner consciousness, know along with me these words as I say them in the first person. You can make them your own. My good wife Lynn just coughed. Don't know if you heard that, but here's what I'm here to say. That in the continuing evolution of the time and space continuum of which we are part, there is the now moment that we're in. We all have a past. We more than likely have a future, but we are here now. And it is here now where you are connected to the oneness that is God, the one source of life and the one source of everything that exists in the universe is here now, and we are connected. And knowing that we are connected, let us know that we can give thanks and gratitude to God for the environment that we live in that has been so joyful for so many, 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 many millions of centuries and years. And that we are doing what we can, when we can, as we can, to take care of the environment and to treat it well, to continue its wonderful presence and its wonderful service that the environment gives to us as humans. And knowing that I am here and one and connected with God, and as I communicate, that message is going out into the world and affecting everyone and everything in it. I choose for that motivation of who I am and where I am and what I'm doing to be first focused on love. Love of life, love of the environment, love of my fellow humans, love of everything that lives and everything that is in the world and in the universe. I adhere to with love. And I add to that love kindness, compassion, and caring, sharing, giving as I can, knowing that as I put these ideas out into the world, into the universe, they're going to more likely come back to me tenfold by the infinite oneness of God. And knowing this is so, I once again give my thanks and gratitude to God for life here, for all things that are, and all things that are getting better, as I individually do what I can to protect the environment and encourage everyone that I'm connected with to do the same thing. And knowing that this is taking place as we speak and in the now, the environment I know is going to be getting better, getting more healthy, getting more protective of us as humans. And I thank God for the awareness of this, the ability to have the control that I can over what happens, and release these words now to the oneness that is God, the infinite oneness that makes it easy to take care of details when you are infinite, whereas I continue to go forth in life as best and as positive as I can. And so together we can close by saying, and so it is. And so it is that I'm completing my midweek uplift with everyone that is on hand listening and watching. Thank you all for doing that. And I'd like to also, of course, mention that this Sunday is the first Sunday of May coming up, and we're going to have our live service at our Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley. You can find the address, everything right here on the same Facebook page that I'm on, also on our website. And if it starts at 10:30 in the morning, live at the center. And we actually gather live now with fellow humans and make that connection that, again, adheres and advances that oneness with God that we all have. So that's what I wanted to give the message tonight. And once again, thank you all for listening. And that ends my midweek uplift. So have a great weekend, and we'll see all of you that can be there on Sunday at our center. Take care. Bye-bye, and love to all that are out there.